We're going to go live to the president, who is at a fire department in the region.
Firefighters began moving on Sunday afternoon from Northern California into Southern California. My local partners began upstaffing their own fire stations, helicopters, fire engines, hand crews, to be prepared for an incident like this that occurred. Those resources were pre-positioned in counties throughout Southern California for an event just like this. And on Tuesday morning, the Palisades fire began. I'd now like to introduce you to Chief Crowley, who can touch on the Palisades fire. Chief.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm here just to provide you a brief on 3 significant fires that have occurred within the city of Los Angeles. With that, I'm going to be focusing on the Palisades fire. That fire broke out yesterday morning around 10:30. We did pre-deploy a number of resources. We knew there was a potential for a significant threat to our constituents due to the weather event. High winds. I've never seen the winds in my 25-year career. So we leaned forward as much as possible and pre-deployed. With that, we had a significant amount of fire that occurred. We had an aggressive fire attack. The fire has grown from originally 10 acres to 10,802 acres as we speak. It's an active firefight with our firefighters, and they're doing their very best to protect our people within this area. Interesting enough, because of the winds and the low humidity, we had a second fire also break out, and that was the Hearst fire, which is just north of that area. Again, this was close to 11,000 acres. This is close to 500 acres that also broke out. The information that I want to share with you is also the significance of multiple fires in the area within the city, but also the county. That's the second fire that actually came out, and we're actively engaged in that firefight. The third fire then broke out this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, in which we have an active firefight there as well. We're working with our local jurisdictions, our state, regional, as well as federal. So we're doing everything we can to protect life first and property next. We'll go ahead and then pass this off to Police Chief McDonald. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. President, it's an honor to be able to be here and be part of this and represent the men and women of LAPD and policing to support our partners in the fire service. What we saw here in the last 24 hours is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this. Fires driven by the type of winds that we saw, up to 100 miles an hour. Our role out there is strictly support, to be there for evacuations, to get people out of the affected area, to be able to provide for traffic control, and then crime suppression as the fire is fought, and some may come in and try and take the opportunity to go into these homes and steal from them. So we're going to be on top of that. I just want to say the relationship we enjoy here, in my case under the leadership of Mayor Bass, but all of our elected officials, is unlike I think anywhere else in the country. We are blessed to have the relationship between police and fire that we do here. Unfortunately, we do this kind of thing frequently, never to this level, but I can't say enough about how important that is. And as we go into the next 5 years with the Super Bowl and the World Cup and the Olympics coming up, it's critical that we maintain those partnerships. So thank you for this opportunity, sir.
And next up.
Oh, sorry. Let me introduce my partner from the County Fire Department, Chief Tony Maroney.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to be giving you an update on our Eaton fire, which is east. Where does the county start? The county starts all the way up in Lancaster and goes all the way down to the Long Beach border. We go from the county line at Ventura all the way out to Pomona, 4,300 acres. So we have a fire east of the Palisades fire that began last night. It's called the Eaton fire. It's currently 10,600 acres, 0% containment. We have over 750 firefighters on the line. Unfortunately, 2 people have lost their lives. Residents have lost their lives at the Eaton fire. It's impacting tens of thousands of homes, not only in the city of Pasadena, but also the county area of Altadena. And we're doing our very best. We just had our out-of-state resources arrive from Arizona at the Eaton fire to assist us. Last night, as the Region 1 coordinator, I contacted the Governor's Office of Emergency Services. We requested 250 additional engines into LA County with 1,000 personnel. We also are using our compacts with other states like Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington. Firefighters from those regions are on their way down to Los Angeles County right now to assist us. So thank you for your interest. Thank you for your attention.
Governor asked for a declaration. Provides for everything for the government to do. I'm going to sign it today. Folks, the fact is that I've directed DOD, Department of Defense, to rapidly provide additional firefighting personnel and capabilities. Also, California National Guard is adding 2 modular air firefighting systems units, and 2 more are being ready for the National Guard, the Nevada National Guard. And 4 more are coming from the Northern Command, and 10 Navy helicopters with water delivery buckets are coming down from San Diego. We're prepared to do anything and everything as long as it takes to contain these fires and help reconstruct, make sure we get back to normal. It's going to be a hell of a long way. It's going to take time. We're in it. The federal government's here to stay as long as it needs everything you need. Is there anything you've asked you haven't gotten yet?
Quite the contrary. Mr. President, just first of all, that major disaster declaration being approved, next level of appreciation on behalf of all the residents here in Southern California. As the Chief said, we had pre-positioned assets this weekend in anticipation of these weather events. The complexity of multiple fires, the likelihood these weather events, this wind event will continue over the course of the next many days, impacts of over 1,000 structures already that have been destroyed, 100,000+ people that have been evacuated, lives lost, traditions, lifestyles, places torn asunder. This means the world to us, and just publicly, because I think this is important, the President happened to be in the region, in town. It's impossible for me to express the level of appreciation and cooperation we receive from the White House and this administration. So on behalf of all of us, Mr. President, thank you for being here, and not just being here today. Thank you for being here since the minute of this incident, when there was a 10-acre fire less than 24 or so hours ago. Deep gratitude.
It's astounding what's happening. And only one piece of good news, my son lives out here in his way. They got a notification yesterday their home is probably burning to the ground. Today, it appears that maybe still standing, I'm not sure. But the good news is, I'm a great-grandfather as of today. My granddaughter, 10-pound baby girl, baby boy. So I remember this day for about a long resource. Thank you, Brett.
All right, everybody, we have been watching one of the fire stations in Santa Monica, California, where local officials briefed President Biden on efforts to bring multiple wildfires under control in Los Angeles County. The president was already in California for a previously scheduled event to mark the creation of 2 new national environmental monuments. That event was actually canceled, and he remained in the state to celebrate the birth of his great-grandchild today, whom he visited in the hospital. Now, today, we did hear officials say that the Palisades fire broke out around 10:30 yesterday. They already had resources pre-deployed because of the significant threat from this weather event. And what was interesting is that the Los Angeles fire chief, Kristin Crowley, said in her 25 years at the department, she's never seen winds like this. It was reiterated from other officials as well. Police saying they're looking out for looting behavior to ensure that that doesn't happen. And also, we've been told that crews from Arizona arrived to help fight the Eaton fire. Now, I'm going to bring in CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes, who's in Washington. And Nancy, we heard the president say he directed the Department of Defense to provide additional firefighting personnel and capabilities. 2 modular air firefighting system units are being deployed from California and Nevada National Guards. 10 Navy helicopters with water buckets are en route from San Diego. What else are we hearing the federal government is doing to assist?
Well, there's a laundry list, Lindsay, and that list is getting longer all the time because this is really the first time in quite some time that we've seen a major U.S. city threatened by fire in this way and to this extent. So what we've been told by the White House is that there are 4 U.S. Forest Service air tankers in Southern California with another on the way. They've got 10 federal firefighting helicopters as well. Obviously, that is of minimal help right now because the winds have been too high for state or federal aircraft to get in the air to fight these fires. That's been part of the problem. But as the winds die down, those tankers and choppers will be increasingly necessary. There are dozens of Forest Service fire engines on the scene as well, we're told, and FEMA has already approved a grant to reimburse the state for the gigantic costs of fighting this fire. That's not to mention the potentially billions of dollars that it's going to cost to clean up and rebuild. The big concern right now is trying to contain this fire before we can even look ahead to what comes next.
And Nancy, the president was not wearing a mic, and so it was difficult to pick up on what he was saying, but he did say that the federal government will do whatever it takes to fight these fires and reconstruct the area. He said it's going to take time. Do we know what that will look like moving forward?
Well, that is an open question because in just under 2 weeks, we will have a new administration and Republicans controlling the House and the Senate. And already today, you have President-elect Trump blaming the governor of California for these fires. And it will be Trump and the Republican Party that will be the ones to spearhead, for example, any major piece of legislation in Congress to provide disaster relief to California. And California will obviously need that relief, just like other states have needed in the wake of natural disasters. In the past, in his first administration, President-elect Trump was sometimes reluctant to provide disaster relief to states run by Democrats, including and especially California. He has clashed with Governor Newsom before on this very issue. So it really remains to be seen how this will be handled in the new administration. I will say that this is something that that congressional Republicans didn't always line up with President Trump on. They understood that that Republican states, just like Democratic states, can get hit by natural disasters and need assistance. It wasn't as political on the Hill as it was in the White House, but he does have a lot of influence on the Hill, in particular in the early days of his presidency.
And Nancy, do we know when the president will return to Washington? He's supposed to deliver the eulogy at Carter's national funeral tomorrow.
Right. It's a busy week. So he is expected to head back later tonight. He's coming back later than planned because of the briefing that you just saw there. He then is scheduled to eulogize Jimmy Carter. Then he's heading to Rome to meet with the Pope. So a very, very busy week for the outgoing president who has just about 12 days now to get everything done that he has set out before himself for the end of his presidency.
Okay, Nancy Cordes, thank you so much.